Happy Friday and welcome to the hottest show in Plano, Texas, Misinformed. Howdy ho, howdy hey, it's me, Missy, and I am here with a panel of people that have beer. So you know it's going to be a good show. I'm really thirsty and I'm really stressed, so I really want to open this can. And this one has a tattoo that says Texas and a belly button on it. I think this is probably going to be the best one. I can't wait to enjoy it. Let's talk about how I got this beer in my hand. We're just going to go down the line and let you introduce who you are and where you got the beer from.
Where the beer came from. I'm Veronica Bradley. I'm one of the owners of Vector Brewing, and I got the beer from this guy.
Hey, guy.
Hi, I'm Tomas Gutierrez. I made the beer at Vector Brewing, where I am the head brewer.
That's cool. That's very cool.
And I am Mike Youngin, and I am the brother of this guy right here, who is the master brewer of Vector Brewing. Did I say that right? I already stumbled.
That works.
Whatever.
It's fine.
Master brewer is
Haster.
master brewer.
Haster brewer.
Master brewer is a
He's
brewer.
obviously
I'm
the
just gonna
beer
mess up
drinker. He's the
words.
beer
It's an
drinker.
official title.
Yeah, I already opened up this one earlier today. This is my second one, so we can get started whenever.
It's all right. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is 5 o'clock, and we've got these. So each one of these looks different by the labels. That's how I can tell. And what we got going on here? Like, what's this one? What's that one? What's your gig, man?
All the labels are different because our other co-owner, Craig Bradley.
Shout outs to
Veronica's
Craig,
My husband,
sexiest man alive.
very sexy.
a very, very sparkly ginger.
Yes,
Women named Veronica love them gingers.
we had a full blown conversation about Craig with his shirt off earlier today, so we'll revisit that.
True story.
Yeah, so Craig does all of the marketing and all the design work, and he's kind of the creative brains behind that. He makes what I do look good, and so much more.
Well, what you do tastes good as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
How long have you had this brewery going?
We opened on April 3rd, 2020, in the middle of shelter in place.
That is the best time to drink.
That's the only thing that was good around that time.
Y'all planned that, right?
Well, how strategic. God, that was clever.
That was not on purpose. It was an unfortunate necessity. It was either open then or never at all. So yeah, we're coming up on our 4th anniversary. We have a lot to celebrate because it has been a very weird 4 years.
Are you going to party for your anniversary?
We are having the biggest party on 420. We're having a market. We have 25 vendors. We're having live music.
And this is where, Lake Highlands?
This is in Lake Highlands.
Shout outs to Lake Highlands.
At the corner of Ogdelia and Walnut Hill.
Ooh, that's a good location.
The party starts at 11 and it ends when Mike Youngin leaves.
Well then, we're looking at a nice little ripe time of 4 a.m.
Yeah, we have a really fantastic pizza kitchen. Our pizza's really good. Like, it's really good.
You have pizza and beer?
Pizza, I mean, what goes better with pizza and
Oh my
beer
God,
other than
you're a
like
genius.
donuts? But we're gonna do because it's 420, so we're gonna do some special menu items yet to be announced.
Didn't the concept of Vector with the pizza and the beer kind of like all come together during the pandemic to be able to actually stay in business or something of that nature?
That's more strategic than reality, but I'll take it. No, the pizza came about because our landlord, there was a pizza restaurant in the shopping center, and they closed. And the landlord was like, "What do you think about having pizza?" And so Craig and I did not want any part of food. It's a whole other business model. It's hard. It's really hard. And we always said the only way we would do food is if it was pizza. And so we basically went home and we're like, shit, now we have to make this decision. Because it doubled everything.
Oh, yeah.
Doubled construction, doubled staff, doubled
The pleasure.
the pleasure, doubled the fun, doublemint Vector. And so, we went to the bank and we're like, you were going to give us like $500,000. What if we wanted a cool $1 million? And they were like, fine. And so somehow we ended up having a pizza kitchen. But it worked out really well. Our head chef at the time, she's now our GM, is just a wizard. And the food is it's really good. Like, I eat pizza somewhere else, and I'm always like, this isn't as good as Vector's pizza. So it's not, I don't know.
Seems like Dallas and D Magazine agrees with your pizza as well.
Yeah,
This
didn't
is
I
true.
read about them in the magazine?
Yeah,
Several years in a row, I
we've
think.
been written up a few times.
Humble brag.
I get written up too, but it's not in the same way. Mine's more of trouble.
No way. What?
I try to keep the trouble out of the press. There's nothing. But no, so Pizza Kitchen, brewery, best of both worlds. We're a very chill place. We're laid back. People bring their families. You know, we're all family people. Tommy's won some nice hardware because his beer is so good.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Golly.
Where do y'all originate from? Like, were you born into beer or?
Were you born into beer?
We're a beer dynasty.
You were born into a.
Well, we were born into beer.
Yeah, we were. Shout outs to.
My
Beer.
I could pour from the kegerator in my garage by the time I was 5.
Impressive.
I know. My parents are like, don't tell people that. I'm like, you were the one having your kindergartner go fetch you beer.
I was a fetcher too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The frosted mugs were in the door. And yeah, my dad fashioned a kegerator out of some old fridge he got from somebody. And because we grew up in Garland, and Garland was dry.
Yeah.
And so once a month, you know, we would take the pilgrimage to Dallas so my mom could buy another keg of Miller Genuine Draft.
Ooh, wee, that's a nice one.
The High Life.
The
I like
highlight.
High Life.
Yeah.
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 High Life is really good if you put Aperol or Campari in it, a little lemon.
Explain that like we're
I don't
five.
know what Aperol or Camari is.
Aperol or Campari.
Bartender.
Are you talking about Propanol? Are you talking about like a roofie drug? What are you saying?
No, it's a
You
liqueur.
crush them first.
No,
That'll be there.
if you
Sprinkle
take
them
like
in.
an ounce out of High Life and I forget which one's a NASCAR. There's like names for it. The NASCAR spritz, and I think that's Aperol and High Life and some lemon. It's really good.
But yeah,
Yeah.
you drink, you take a good old chug out of it's got to be the bottle.
Okay.
So clear the neck and then fill it with the red stuff. And then
You know what my burning question is? Why y'all aren't fat? Because you eat pizza and drink beer. Like you own it. You know what I'm saying? Like how are y'all not like fat? Like what are you doing?
because our food is healthy.
What?
Yeah, y'all's ingredients are actually
Organic
pretty,
beer.
Everything in
Yeah,
moderation.
you have to pace yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and when you work in it all the time, sometimes you want a sandwich or a glass of wine.
I hear that.
Which we also have really good wine selection.
Do
back
you
there as well.
really? Y'all have wine there too? Wow.
We have wine,
Well, I
cider.
think like y'all don't seem like your beer is very unique. Where every time I'm visiting, which is like every like 3 or 4 times a week, I would probably be 20 pounds less if I had not lived like a par 5 away from you. But like your ingredients in your beer seem to be like original. Like if you're having mangoes in your beer for some sort of collaboration, they're real freaking mangoes. Whereas like how do you differentiate some of the gimmicky beers out there, like the Skittle beer or the Starburst beer, versus like what made you say I want to do like natural shit?
Well, I like cooking a lot, so with that, I want to use real ingredients as much as possible. Yeah, a lot of people will use extracts, and I mean, for instance, like vanilla extract, where you can actually use a vanilla bean and get a better flavor from it. So we try to do that as much as possible. And yeah, we will use real fruits, or there's other companies out there that provide things like whole fruit purees, and we'll use those from time to time. But we keep extracts out of the brewing process.
That's nice.
Unless I'll make tinctures from time to time. But
Tinctures?
tincture is like
I'm learning so much.
Tommy's a witch
if you
in his spare time.
if you were trying to extract a flavor from something, you would put it in alcohol, and you basically make your own. But-
Right on.
So I'll do that from time to time. But,
That's cool.
I try to stray away from. I'm still making that instead of buying it from somebody else.
How many beer selections do y'all have?
Endless.
A lot.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many we've made.
I mean,
But-
someone actually on there's a app called Untapped, and it's kind of like
It's like Yelp for beer.
Yelp.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Foursquare, and I was like, that aged me. And some guy actually, someone posted on a craft beer forum, like, all the breweries do too many IPAs, blah, blah, blah. And some guy was like, Vector's only done. And then he said, like, 8 out of, and then the number of beers we'd brewed at the time. It was like 280 or something.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a while
Wacky.
ago.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
We're at 300 now, probably.
That guy gets a free beer.
Our size,
Yeah, if I could find the post, yeah.
the size brew house we have is a little bit smaller than some of the breweries that are around town. You're starting to see smaller brew pubs open, which I think is pretty cool. But that allows you to experiment more. You know,
Yeah.
and we're excuse me. We do
You want to
sell
cry?
mo-
It's okay.
we do sell most of our beer
Witches
over the
don't cry.
counter, so it just allows us to be experimental and try out different flavors, or our other brewers, if they want to play around and make something cool, we let them do that. But we still do have a staple of core beers that we make, and then seasonals that we'll make once or twice a year.
Is that what we have here today? Do we have some core? or-
Veronica, can I trade you real quick? I haven't
Yeah.
seen that one.
Oh yeah.
Like, let me just knock this
Veronica, are
microphone
you
out of
drunk?
the way. I wish
Did
I
you,
were.
did you know? So whenever I worked in the bar industry until my mid-20s, and I actually opened up a bar that got Best Sports Bar in Texas Monthly in like 2001 or something. It was in Odessa. It was the old Chelsea's in the mall. Anyway.
In the mall?
Yeah.
And this just gets
Hell
wild
yeah.
and wild.
We cut out
Texas Monthly loved it. It's in Odessa. It's in a mall. Like,
Yeah, they obviously didn't
It's
have
fantastic.
anybody to write an article on. I don't know how we. Maybe he paid him off or something. My boy, it was
Next
my
to
boy.
Claire's.
Yeah.
Get your ear pierced. Drink a beer.
Next to, in between Claire's and Petco in the mall.
It's exactly where. Well, you've been there. You know the bar.
I got my ears pierced in Claire's.
Hell yeah.
I did too.
I got my ears pierced with at like 3 a.m. with a paperclip.
Nice. I did that to my face when I was in high school.
Absolutely.
Remember
Oh, the
I had a lip-
journeys.
used to have
We
a lip-
digress.
Yeah. Anyway.
I forgot what I was saying about this
Odessa
picturing.
PetSmart bar.
I was just picturing him getting his belly button pierced with a stapler.
Does
Or what did you
Dan
do?
have his paper clip? I'm sorry. Does Dan? No, nothing
I
pierced.
think he has his ears pierced. Maybe.
Yeah, he's got plugs or gauges, but
We're talking about the gentleman that's on that beautiful
Yeah,
can.
The beautiful.
That is that's simply his stomach.
yeah,
That's
in all fairness, Vector's not tattooed on him yet.
yet.
no, not yet.
It's coming.
Yeah.
To answer
Does
your
it say
question
Wit Trash
earlier,
Dan?
It does, yeah.
That's awesome.
We think in talking in that phone conversation we had yesterday about what you prefer to drink, that was handpicked for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
Yes.
well, I want to try it. Can I open this? So tell me a little bit about these beers. So this is a Belgian style.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
It is. You're right.
Yeah, it's
Whitbeyer,
almost- it's almost
Whitbeyer,
noon.
L.
It's almost noon.
Am I saying it right? Whitbeyer?
Whit beer.
Whit beer.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm not very smart. They didn't give me a show because I'm smart. It's important that you know that.
Okay.
But I know how to open a can.
Shout outs to Texas Tech.
No, it's a really light Belgian style beer.
Oh my God, that's delicious.
Yeah, most of which was used. It's a blend of Pilsner malt and which is barley and wheat,
This is
wheat.
This is delicious. It does not taste like belly button lint or anything. I mean, there's a belly on here that's a tattoo.
Yeah.
This is good. It's like
This is my first time trying Further Flora, and by the way, this tastes amazing as well. So this is an oak aged Brett Saison dry hop with Strata from Roy Farms. So who's Roy, and what's Strata?
Strata is a hop variety. Roy is my homie.
What's up, Roy?
no,
Shout outs to Roy.
Roy Farms is they're in Moxie, and they grow hops, and I think they grow apples as well. But we contract some hops from them.
Is that the buckets outside on all those hops on this of your brewery?
I keep what?
I don't know.
a hip hop, a hip to the hop.
We're gonna circle back to
hops
that.
are usually in the refrigerator.
Yeah. Hops are a plant.
Yeah.
See, I'm misinformed about stuff, and
You
that's
are.
why we're talking about it.
I was really hoping we were
Yeah.
going to
So
misinform
real quick, what the fuck are hops?
It's a vining plant, and it will you string it up on a trellis. It'll grow up the trellis, and
Okay.
it's
If you'd
a
like to see a
flower.
picture of it, you can show her.
So when you drink
Your
beer,
tattoo.
and
Yeah,
you
it's a
taste-
flower, and it
Yeah.
makes beer bitter. It gives
Yeah.
it flavor.
So like something is punching me in the mouth with deliciousness, and I feel like it's the hops with this. Is that what it is?
Partially, that beer is also very yeast driven. There's also, I think there's grapefruit peel in there. There's sweet orange peel, coriander.
And these are all real ingredients.
It's so
Correct,
good. That
yes.
is.
Can you pass this down to Missy? Because I think she'd enjoy this one as well.
This Further Flora is a collab with
Thanks.
Irrelevant.
I just washed my mouth. It's okay.
That one's a collab with Irrelevant Brewing. They just opened up in Vancouver, Washington.
Very relevant.
Yeah, they actually are connected to a coffee shop called Relevant Coffee.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, I've
that's
not been
fun,
there,
too.
but
Oops.
I'd
That's
like to
fine.
visit.
I didn't mean to put. I'm the one with the cooties. I've got lip gloss and shit. I'm sorry, dude.
It adds a protective layer
Yeah, I'm
for the
sorry.
next drinker.
That's good. That's really good.
Thank you.
But the belly button one, maybe it's because I had that one first. You know, sometimes because the flavors are also delicious in their own lane, that it makes it hard to enjoy both. I just want to have one.
Well,
and
you
then-
went in the
I'm
right
trying not
order.
to burp on
Yeah,
air.
it's like having a flight.
Yeah, you went in the right order.
Do you want to have a burp contest? Do you want to slam them so you can burp the loudest? Do you want to?
I'm not going to win.
So,
I am the weakest out of my family, and my family is all a bunch of strong drinkers, Germans, Mexicans. I mean, I'm the
So-
weakest.
I'm not a strong drinker, and I just finished nursing not too long ago. So, I mean, I really don't drink. I really just work a lot, to be honest with you. And I'm probably already drunk off of 2 drinks, but I wanna slam it, and I wanna try to burp. I wanna have a chug off. Do you want to? I feel like it's kind of bad to do because
'Cause
the
it's
beer's so
noon?
good. Oh no, not noon. Because I want to savor the beer because the beer really is
Because we have
delicious.
shit to do afterwards, but okay.
Even more recent. It's
Yeah.
gonna make us feel better about it until about 2, and then
I'm going to go
then
half.
I need a nap.
Let's just go halfway.
Gonna say,
because
that's
How
a
do
big-
I
it's a big
know you're
can.
not gonna?
I'm weak.
Are you a wimp?
All right. Okay.
I don't know if
Apologies.
I don't know if I can do it.
I've reached my F-bomb count.
As the off-camera sober guy, chug.
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go.
All right, the off-camera sober guy is
I'm
saying
really
chug.
full.
Well, you're about to be even more full.
Well, I mean, I haven't had breakfast, but my can's really full.
Okay. Cheers. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God.
Quick, Tommy, tickle
Remember
them.
to breathe through your nose. Take a big breath.
This is very ASMR, and I don't think
Nice.
I like it.
Nice. That's a thick beer to chug.
That's a valiant effort. Because
Good
this is
job.
a 16-ounce can. You drank more than 12.
Good job, y'all.
I'm probably not going to burp at the camera again.
That was it.
That was awesome.
All right. Well,
Oh,
can't wait for
everything
the
hurts.
420 celebration.
I think I need to throw up.
Go that way.
I need to rearrange my schedule for today.
I mean, these are low alcohol. You're good.
Yeah, they're not too heavy.
It's low
That one's a
alcohol?
little boozy.
Yeah, a lot of-
7.4.
Well, that was
All
my
right,
breakfast.
that one's slightly less low alcohol.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
Thank you.
You'll be fine.
Jesus, take the wheel.
All right.
You know, now that I've got a good buzz, it's a great time to ramble. And I'd like to go ahead and talk about how sometimes in life it gets hard and maybe you want to take the edge off and have a beer and it makes you feel better. You know what else will make you feel better? Super home warranty. If you're somebody out there and you need a home warranty, consider Super. They don't just have a home warranty company, they also have a home care subscription, so you can get that big TV you just bought hung up on the wall, maybe your chimney cleaned, or here, yeah, now it's hitting. Now
There you
it's
go.
here. But also, I'm the sales rep, so you could always call me, and I'm really not much of a drinker, so I'm always quick to jump on my phone and find the problem, fix the problem. And hey, even with a buzz, I'm still your girl because I'll work really hard for you, and with a smile.
And if dealing with large banks makes you want to drink, you should work with Red Zone Mortgage Group because we are local. We care about you. And if you're ever trying to purchase, refinance, or build your empire with real estate and inventory homes, let's recalculate inventory with investment. That's the word. Dang it.
Man, can I tell you
You guys
something,
are
Holler at
man?
us, please. We will help you.
I would still
Mike.
trust him. Still
Mike.
trust him.
I am melting.
Mike, man, can I tell you something?
What's up,
Can
dog?
I tell you something,
Yeah,
man?
dog.
You know what? You know
What?
who else cares about you?
Who?
Goosehead cares about you, man.
Joey Bertrand with
He
Goosehead.
loves you, man. Did you even know how much he loves you?
Joey's enjoying himself in vacation in Florida right now, but shout outs to Goosehead Insurance, our sponsor. They will cover everything from your vehicle to your home to your brewery to a cage match between a bear versus a chimpanzee and 2 UFC fighters, if you watched the show 2 weeks ago.
Super cannot sponsor
Sounds
events like that.
Yeah, it's fair.
But I'm glad to know that they're insured, and we do want to enjoy it. That does sound like a lot of fun. So Goosehead for your insurance, because even though he's gone, he's still here, and he still has a great team that helps take care of you. So, we actually have a great big party later on today that we're going to at the PGA, and and one of his predecessors is going to be there, Jerry. So you can come meet Goosehead and have a beer and get a goodie bag by Super. Here comes a...
Veronica,
I am not a drinker.
you look
but you know,
familiar.
The burp comes back good.
I look familiar.
You do. Like,
I
were
mean, you've known me for a few years.
was your silhouette on something for you, like,
Ooh.
Oh, that.
yes,
Maybe.
maybe.
I don't know. Like an 18-wheeler or a billboard.
Are you
Both
serious?
of y'all have that in
Or
common.
Dan's tattoo.
Both of
Or
you
Dan's tattoo.
both of you have been on the back of semis.
In the same context. In the same context. We are not lot lizards, for the record. And I know what that means. I learned that this year.
It's early.
I have never heard that, but I know exactly what it means just by hearing it.
Okay, so my mom says it's like this. A lot liz-
Oh, we're giving you a description.
a lot lizard is a girl
It's a prostitute.
that hangs out at gas stations and hopes to gain shelter, food, whatever she can get from truck drivers.
In
And-
case you were misinformed about this, we got you.
Now you are informed.
Yes.
All right.
First off, you're welcome.
So y'all got your start at, or y'all got to know each other at what, Lakewood? Brewery?
Lakewood, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Craig and I worked with each other at Lakewood, and then him and Veronica had been talking, and one day he approached me and asked if I'd like to have lunch, and I was like, that's kind of weird. Craig never wants to have lunch with me.
Craig doesn't eat.
You want to have a sandwich?
Yeah, Craig's a ginger. He doesn't eat.
Yeah.
Just
There's
hides
no
it.
They just
soul.
suck souls, right?
Yeah.
No soul to feed.
Yeah, so I went to lunch with Craig, and then the rest is kind of history, and they asked me to come on this journey with them. So that was about, 5 years ago now.
God, maybe longer. Yeah.
I have to tell
Yeah,
y'all,
probably longer.
and this isn't just my buzz. I'm really not much of a beer drinker, honest to goodness. I'm really not a drinker, but if I do drink, I'm usually a vodka girl because the beers kind of upset my stomach. But this was so good that I was able to chug it with ease, and that's dangerous. But this is delicious.
Well-
I can't get over how, and even the burps are like yummy.
Yeah, that's
Yummy
kind
I'm
of
burps.
serious.
that's kind of
That should be your new beer
thing
name.
at Vector is, people come in and they're like, oh, I don't like beer. I've never liked beer. And we're like, okay, we hear you, but maybe you haven't been trying the right beers. Maybe, all the big four you see in the grocery store don't do it for you. Maybe we should try a beer that's more like a wine. Maybe we should try a beer with more of a Belgian yeast. Maybe we should try something dark. And we always have a good variety on tap. And our kind of goal is just like, let's find the beer you do like, and then maybe open up your palate and expand a little bit.
Well, you did a great job. I mean, that was a nail on the head with me. That's delicious.
It's really
so
good.
it's more of a Belgian.
Yeah, Belgian
Yeah,
style.
that's a Belgian style.
Yeah,
This
which
is
those
like-
are, I like the Belgian stuff.
This
Yeah,
one's
that's
a
great.
French style saison.
Oui, oui.
Yeah, actually, we brought a lot of weird stuff.
We did. These are all
But that's
strange.
okay.
It's okay
The weird
to
stuff
be
tastes
weird.
great.
No.
Yeah.
It's
That's-
okay to be
That's the
weird.
adventure we want to take you on. The weird stuff.
Yeah, so all these are pretty good examples of, aside from this, are good examples of saisons and
So this is a
mixed
gold
culture beer. This is a
gold medal winning.
yeah. This one we have most of the time. I actually need to remake it, but this is Moon Smoke. This is
That's cool. That's what a cool name.
It's a Lichtenheiner. It's 3.4%, and it's made with malt. 100% of the malt comes from Texas.
Lichtenheiner. Did
It's
we
a-
get an up close of all these? Did we get a chance to look at all these? Did they get pictures
I
of
think he
these
took
before?
some pictures before.
Yeah, I got some single shots.
Did
But
you
it-
zoom in when we were chugging?
Yeah, it's made with red wheat that is smoked with peach and cherry wood.
Oh, yum.
We get that malt from Tex Malt. They're out in Fort Worth, and they custom smoke the malt for us. And we have a pretty good relationship with them.
So are you going to expand? Are you going to go to other places? Like, what's your goal? Like world domination? Like everybody needs to try this. I feel like.
That's the current conversation we're having.
We're trying to grow slowly.
Yeah, we're trying to
and-
figure out how best to grow.
So I practice a little real estate, and I've got some properties available. And I told my guys I'd talk about their properties really fast. So I just want to pitch y'all. So I've got 13 acres over in Wolf City. It's right off the highway, easy access, okay? And it's next to a baseball field, so, you know, you can get drunk and go throw your baseball if that's something that, you know, the brewers need. They need to get their
Very
outside.
common occurrence. I see that all the time.
Yeah, we often throw our baseball.
But
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Sports ball.
I'm worried that it's called Wolf City. How many people get mauled by wolves?
You know, not as many as you would think.
Okay, good.
But if they start drinking all that beer, they might be wandering out there a little bit more, and we might see those numbers change.
There's
so.
more coyotes than wolves.
I was gonna say, or is it like Wolf City?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
It's a bunch of great land available, and it's easy access on Highway 11. And if anybody has interest in that, my goodness gracious, I can get you out there to look at it. But I also have
Is it zone industrial?
it's a mix.
Where's Highway 11?
Yeah.
Where's Wolf City?
Follow. wait. Okay.
This is in Texas, right?
Yes. Everything. Well, not yeah. Everything I do is in Texas. Everything's in Texas, y'all. I also have this other land that has 2 houses on it, and it's got like a wedding event venue. And I'm going to throw that on there too. But like maybe you want to go into some kind of event business, and
At
have
this
this
point,
there exclusively.
the
Right.
Gutierrez family and the Bradley family should just live on the same property.
Yeah.
That would be clutch.
Yeah, we could have
Make a combine. Is that what you call it? A combine?
a
commune.
commune. Yeah,
commune.
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I'm done.
I'll take care of the kids.
Oh, yay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take that.
super cool.
I love kids.
They will love you.
Yeah.
They do love you, so.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like the Pied Piper.
I love you too,
Children.
man. I love you.
Yeah.
Tommy, can you, I think it's impressive since I've known you since, how long have we known each other? Oh, forever.
Since I was born.
Right. I think it's impressive.
Actually, you thought I was somebody else at first.
I did. I did think you were a different baby. When he was born, I was confused about his. Well, I was confused about the whole process.
So he's younger.
Correct.
He's younger? Okay. What's
Yeah.
the difference?
5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, my sister's 5 years younger than me, too.
You have a sister.
Yeah, I hate her. Go ahead.
So when he was born, I was confused about the whole process of being in the hospital, and they wheeled up a baby, and the baby was, I guess, the first baby I'd ever seen come out of this incubation process, and in the hospital, and I saw what I believed to be Tommy, and Tommy was a different color,
Yeah.
and I was confused.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you mean different color?
I've only heard the story.
His pigmentation.
Oh, just because babies are a weird color when they're born?
Well, no,
No,
just
it
like
was
a
a different
completely
baby
different family
entirely.
and race. And so
Did
I
he
was,
are you trying to say he came out black?
I
Yeah.
thought he was black, and I didn't understand what was going on because I can't process information as a
im-
5-year-old.
The most important thing is, what did the dad think? Did dad think he was black? Was
No,
there a
no, no, no,
conversation?
I think you said something like "no way" or something.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I've
was
heard
like,
from
whoa.
people.
I mean, at this point, all I knew was
That's a
Ninja
funny
Turtles
story
and Master Splinter.
Sure.
And so I was like, okay, well,
Turtle power.
Master Splinter's their dad, and he's darker, so I guess this is going to work out. But no, I was corrected, and I learned that the real Tommy was baby number 2 getting carted out.
You're like, what the shell?
That makes more sense.
Yeah, but it was funny for all family members involved, and I'm just like, what the heck's going on? But no, since we've known each other for that long, I think it's cool that how you got your start doing this in the first place. If you could walk us through that journey, basically you just went to Lakewood and they gave you like a 2-week tryout or something.
No, not like that.
Wrong, Mike.
Yeah, we'll give
God,
you.
you
it's
never
like
listen.
Misinformed.
It's like a trial period. I guess it's kind of a trial period.
Misinformed.
No, I started. I was bartending, and I had a friend that worked at Lakewood, and they needing volunteers. So I just started volunteering and building boxes, and helping run the packaging line, stacking pallets out, just kind of doing anything that they needed help with. I was already home brewing quite a bit, and I just kind of wanted to get in on the ground floor at a brewery. And in doing that, I was able to learn quite a bit. I kept home brewing, so kind of doing both at the same time helped me learn.
So
And then
Hobbs
also,
was involved.
I also went to, or I didn't go, I took some remote schooling, so being able to kind of learn hands-on and learn more about the industry at the same time helped a lot, kind of excel my growth there. And while I was there, I got the chance to do a little bit of everything. I went from packaging to the cellar, where you take care of the beer on the fermentation side. You have to be very clean and very regimented. So I did that for a few years, and then moved up to the brew house, where I was making wort, which is the sugar water that ferments.
What's that called?
Yeah, eventually becomes beer.
It is wild too, because it's sweet, because you're extracting all the carbohydrates from the grains and stuff. So it's literally sugar water.
Huh.
And then by the time it's beer, it shouldn't be sweet anymore.
Yeah.
You've done your job.
There's still some residual sugars depending on what you're going for, but yeah. Yeah, I also got a chance to do a lot of barrel aging and mess around with wood aging, and like using bourbon and wine barrels, and being able to experiment in that way.
So what does that mean? Like, I am misinformed. So to me, that means that you've got your product, and you've created your product. You've got the mixture and the concoctions already, and then you just dump it into a barrel that had like wine in it or bourbon in it, or.
Yes. So you basically, I mean, there's a number of ways you can do it, but mostly you'd have a finished product where you create the sugar water, you ferment it, the yeast breaks, you put yeast in there, break it down, and then
Like you dance on it?
no, the
Ooh,
yeast.
like Lucy and the Grapes?
No, the yeast. Will,
No.
What?
No.
Actually, no, that makes sense.
No, the yeast, this is what I always tell kids, is like the yeast just eats all that sugar and it burps and farts for a couple weeks.
That's a good way to put it.
That's all it does. It just
That's super
burps
cool.
and farts
Yeah.
nonstop, and it's
Kind of off.
these tanks are, they're off gassing. So like we have these hoses that come off the tanks, and they're in a bucket of water, and it's like a hot tub with the bubbles on full. It's just
So it's a chemical reaction. A bunch of chemical reactions.
Wait, are you bringing kids
Essentially.
in and explaining them
It's
how?
I have.
I like that.
And now my kids like to tell other kids, like, did you know beer burps and farts? And I'm like, don't talk about
My
it. It's
dad
cool.
burps and farts when he
Exactly.
drinks
But
beer.
so my
so-
dad making beer.
Well, you're where Vector's located in Lake Highlands. I mean, Lake Highlands basically is such a cool community. Like, y'all had such a good product, y'all had such a good idea, y'all had such a good concept, and then COVID said, you know what, we're gonna screw everybody over. But Lake Highlands kind of just bonded around y'all, and
That's so cool.
with your product, and what was y'all made a pivot. I think y'all made a pivot towards like, how were y'all able to give beer out, or what am I trying to say here? Like
So have you seen the movie Hellraiser?
yeah.
No, so when we first opened, because we had one concept, and when the government says you can't have customers on site and everything has to go out the door, that's a completely fucking different concept.
Yeah, that's scary.
It requires a different floor plan. It requires different equipment. I mean, you'd think it's just as simple as take the pizzas and put them in a box and take the beer and put them in a can. It is not that simple. So we didn't have a canning line. So we had
no.
tons of beer, so much beer. And we would have to pour it off the draft system. And we had a can seamer that did one can at a time.
Oh no.
And so each can, if the beer was pouring out of the draft system right, because anyone who's ever like poured beer, sometimes they get super foamy. Sometimes they're not foamy at all. Sometimes it, stuff goes wrong. And so a can
And
on
nobody wants a can full of head whenever they.
exactly. And so, on a good day, we'll say it took 1.5 minutes per can, right? And we're talking stuff spilling out the top. So product is just going down the drain. So by pivot, in that sense, we had online ordering, which, online ordering had existed before, but in the sense of like Pizza Hut did it, and they created their own system, right? So we were using our POS system. We'd never used it before.
What system do you use?
We have since changed. So
Which one did you have and which one do you use now?
I won't talk about the old one because I don't like it. But we use Arrived now, and it's
Okay.
Arrived is great. They should pay me.
Shout out to Arrived.
Shout out to I really do
Sponsor
like
money
the
to
system.
Vector Brewing at Dealey and Walnut Hill.
I know they're great. It's a great company. So anyway, we would have these orders come in, and before we would open, because since it was COVID, we only opened Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because labor was, it was killing us.
Oh
like,
yeah,
financially.
of course.
And we still, never having operated before, didn't know what we could do yet. Like we didn't know how long it took to get everything out of the kitchen because we'd never done it,
Yeah.
you know? And so we had bartenders. We literally hired guys that came up to say congratulations to us because the minute we opened, we had, was it 7 people in the building plus my children? It was not a lot of people. It was not enough people. We had 2 people in the kitchen.
it wasn't a lot. But
Craig, me, Tommy, our manager, the guy from the POS 2 of the guys from the POS company. So they're
The
not
great
even
company
employees.
arrived. Oh wait, no, they're not arrived. It
No.
was somebody else.
And a bartender. So 9 people. 2 of them didn't work for us, and then my 2 kids. So there's 11 people in the building. 2 of them are children. 2 of them don't work for us. And so 2 guys came in to basically tell us congratulations, guys from Lakewood. And we're like, you're hired. You work for us now. And so before 4 o'clock would go and our
Isn't
POS
Dan
would
one of
turn
those?
on. Dan is
Dan,
one
that
of
guy
them.
right there.
And
Dan,
he's
you're the
still here.
man.
Shout out to
You're
Dan
the,
again.
Dan's the man on the can.
So anyway, they would sit there and just whoever was available, just canned beer, and we didn't know what we were going to sell, how much to sell, what to can, and so it was crazy, and we were just stacking up cans, and because it was COVID, nobody could go anywhere. There was nothing to do.
Right.
It was actually, as much as it sucked being inside that building, just going, what is happening? It was actually really fun to go outside and see people tailgating or, hanging out. And for most people, they were like, it's taking an hour and a half. What the fuck else am I going to do?
Yeah.
And so kids are playing in the parking lot. And so it was, as much as I would never wish that time upon anybody, no matter how much I hate them, I'm kind of glad we lived through it because it was kind of heartwarming just to see like the support around us and people coming together 6 feet apart. And as we, tried to pivot and figure out how are we actually going to make this work. And we didn't even have a canning line. How long have we had Loosey
we've had
Goosey?
that,
Year and a half?
Loosey-goosey.
No, we've had it for about 2 years.
2 years now? Okay, so yeah, we operated without a canning line for
Yeah.
Wow.
it was hard.
Yeah, it's still 1 can at a time, but it's
So much faster.
automated now.
It fills it from the bottom up.
Hey.
So it
As
doesn't.
opposed to-
Oh,
ooh, yeah.
clever.
Yeah, it's proper. It's not guys pouring off the draft system.
Wasting product.
Wasting. Oh, when you own a brewery, every month you have to tell TBC, here's what we brewed, here's what we sold out the door, here's what we sold on site. And the first time I ever did the TBC numbers, the math was that $10,000 of product just went down the drain at the bar, and I cried. I was like,
Yeah.
that's $10,000 at a time when we weren't allowed to open properly. So,
Oh my gosh.
I still, if I could go back in time and just watch the other timeline out of gross curiosity to see what we could have done without COVID our first month, I'm very curious because we did not make a lot of money because we couldn't. COVID
But
rules aside.
with hard times, we don't want to just sit in them. We want to go through them, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what you did.
Yeah.
You went right through it because
You
y'all
just-
are a couple of badasses.
You keep walking, you wake up and you either get out of bed
Keep
or
on pouring.
or you rot. Yeah. And but yeah, no, so here we are 4 years later, and that is not the only challenge we have faced. It's not going to be the only challenge we face. And the joke is always like, what vector is this? We're on version 8 now, because you keep making changes, and that's what you have to do.
Well, one of the
Adapt.
challenges y'all are facing now seems pretty dire is that you just keep collecting hardware because you keep winning humble. My brother is very humble, but he keeps winning shit all the time.
What do you mean winning? What? I mean,
we've won some awards through the Texas Craft Brewers Guild. I think we've got some U.S. Open stuff.
that's
just
a
national,
huge deal.
whatever.
That's huge.
Thank
Whatever,
you.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I am kind of humble. Craig's really into the award thing. I think it's pretty cool to get recognition. But at the end of the day, I'm just kind of doing what I like to do. And
I noticed that.
Just I mean, I've got the two guys that work with me in the back also are good friends of mine. So it's a cool, and it's a cool job, and I'm lucky to be able to do what I like to do with friends that I've had for a long time. So I think it's,
You know who you're
Yeah.
like? You're like Adam Sandler. 'Cause he always hires his friends to work in his movie. You know, all of his same crew. It's all of his buddies
I
that
mean,
he
if
has
you
in Adam
work
Sandler.
well with someone, you might
Yeah,
as
why
well.
not?
Oh man, so yeah, can you elaborate? So you're talking about Spencer and Mac?
Yeah, Spencer used to work at Brain Dead Brewing, rest in peace. That used to be in Deep Ellum.
Right.
And I think it was the second day that we had been open. He came by and he just kept coming by for beers. And I was like, hey, do you need a job? And he started working in the bar. And then, I mean, he already knew brewing, so
What,
it was just kind of natural that I was like, hey, I need you to come back here and work with me because he's a great asset to us. And
what are
then,
your hours of operation?
We're open from 4 to, well, actually.
Yeah,
4 to-
Tuesday through Thursday, we open at 4, and then we close at 10 p.m. And then
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, we open for lunch at 11, and we close at 10 p.m. I mean, if the tap room's packed, we'll stay open later, but mostly breweries kind of die after 10 o'clock. And then
Okay.
Sunday, it's 11 to 8.
Okay.
And we kick out children at 8 o'clock.
Get out of here, kids.
Or
Get
like
the broom.
super young children. Like if they can't hear cuss words, get them out. Like if they should be in bed by 8 o'clock, they shouldn't be at Vector at 8 o'clock. That's kind of our
I got
thing.
you.
So if they're older and they just sit. And
How do the children like react to Kratos, the God of War, Mac Bane?
Yeah, Mac is the other guy in the back.
Isn't it? My kids love Mac.
Yeah, Mac's great. Mac and I have been friends for a very long time, and we grew up across the street from each other, and so he's my best friend, and he works in the back with me. But he worked at Lakewood with us for a little bit, and he's also a great asset. He's also
Yeah.
a great drummer.
To give you some background on Mac, I had been going through a health journey, and I've been training for this Spartan event that was like a 10-mile Spartan event, running obstacles, at least 40 obstacles. And Mac, I've been training for like half a year for it, and then Mac heard about it like within a week and a half, and he's like, "Oh, you're doing this Spartan thing, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess I'll do it too." And
Is he really?
he shows up. He shows up all tatted up. His beard is like goes down to his pube hair, and
He just braids it together.
just braids it together, just like connects. And he just is like, "Well, see you later." Takes off, and he finishes like top 10 out of I mean close to 1,000 people. And
Holy moly.
When did this happen?
It was a while ago. He was
yeah.
like 2% body fat.
That's hilarious.
He was just it was
Yeah.
when he
That's so funny.
in between like Lakewood. He was doing the yoga instructor.
Okay.
And then he was
So
doing the yoga
way
instructor, or he
pre-Vector.
was a yoga instructor.
He
Yeah.
was
Okay,
sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
Although the other timeline could exist too.
You know, I was a pretend yoga instructor back in 2000, and boy, is everybody going to be sad to hear this. Back in, I think it was 2009, I didn't have a job, and so I went to this gym in Sherman, Texas, and I told them that I was a yoga instructor, and they hired me without having to look at any credentials, and I faked it and was a pretend yoga instructor
How
How
many
long?
courses did you?
Amazing.
for like a year. That's actually where I
Wow.
found my family attorney, but I was his yoga instructor, and he loved me.
You're like, I need a lawyer because I'm faking.
Do you just watch YouTube
Protection.
videos before you like help
Yes,
people?
Oh, good.
yes. And you know
This
what?
is Downward Dog.
It's all about stretching, just stretch it out.
Yeah.
And,
Right,
and
yeah.
being able to read people's body and see, where they're tied at. I mean, like, it's pretty obvious if you're an attorney and you're just sitting in a chair all day and standing up in the courtroom, like, bend over, touch your toes. I'm a genius.
Did you
know?
forget the names of some of the stretches that you had just learned on YouTube minutes before, and you just like made up some crazy ass names?
No, man, I kept
Like
a
a
lot of
cheat
stuff. I didn't
sheet.
have anybody who like really knew yoga, so I really lucked out. Most of the people were like,
Know
It's
your
so funny.
audience. Yeah.
We're all going to do Dead Spider, everybody.
dead spider. Yeah, I mean, I just winged it, and you can do anything with confidence.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So funny.
Speaking about liquid courage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it worked out, but that wasn't my calling in life. But it seems like y'all have found your calling. I mean, the way that you talk about your experience and your journey and how you got to here, where what you're doing right now, I really feel that you're doing something that you love. And when you can find a purpose in life and you do something that you genuinely love, you tend to be really kick-ass at it. You know, like, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a job. Really.
Yeah, does it feel like a job?
Yeah, you enjoy it. So, what's that thing you have to enjoy? What I think it's like 2 out of 3 things out of your job to be happy. So
Yeah, you want to do what makes you happy, and it looks like you do.
Sweet.
How about you, Mike? Do you like what you do?
Absolutely. I love helping people first-time home buyers that never thought that owning a house was ever just a dream. I like making that a reality because a lot of people will come to me and they have less than $2,000 in savings, and they're not aware that you can get down payment assistance from the state of Texas that you may or may not have to pay back over a period of time, but you can get down payment assistance and get into a house for less than $500. Sometimes you can get money back at closing. And once they, a couple of your friends have gone through that journey, and it's just helping them accumulate wealth and educate them on all the possibilities that you don't learn about in school or college or all the misinformation that you get from large banks like Wells Fargo, Chase.
Please don't go to a large bank.
They don't have those programs for first-time home buyers.
Well, they don't need to. They only deal with rich people.
Right. So if you're just
suckers
getting started, if you're just getting started, then I love educating people because once they obtain home ownership, then they tell their friends and family, and that's just kind of like word of mouth, kind of like how you've accumulated your business. All of your, everyone loves you, everyone
People
loves Vector,
helping
so it's just
people.
people helping people. Yeah, pretty dope.
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree. And I mean, I know I say this on the show often, but I really, in case there's any new listeners, I really want y'all to know, Mike isn't here because any other reason than he is the best lender that I've ever met. I've been in the industry for over a decade, and I've worked with a lot of different lenders. And Mike and his team go above and beyond, and not only are able to help people, but they're really good at communicating. And as somebody who's a micromanager, it is extremely important that whenever I call you, you answer your phone, that when I need an update, you're able to give it to me instantaneously, because I'm juggling fires continuously. And he can keep up with me. I'm not somebody that walks. I'm somebody that runs. And this lender can run with me, and his team is dynamite.
We have 6 people following Missy with open bags, just like trying to catch everything, and we do it well. We do it well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm extremely impressed with your team and how they can facilitate clients, especially whenever we have clients who maybe are their worst enemy.
Self-employed people that just don't think that they have a chance.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
or continuously don't do the right thing because they just don't know any better. And even though I've tried
gotcha.
to educate them, they don't listen. What? Are you raising? Would you raise your hand because you?
Oh no, self-employed person that didn't know.
Yeah, it can be
I wish we'd
complicated.
known him when we bought our house, because, I've been self-employed forever, and it was a damn nightmare. Our mortgage guy was basically like, "Well, your income doesn't count." I'm like, what? do you mean?
What?
Like, what? At the time, I was making really good money. I was like, "What do you mean this doesn't count?" It's like, "Well, looking at your tax, because it was on this line of your taxes and not this line of your taxes," and I'm like,
Yeah, sometimes big banks don't know how to work
Did
with
you go through a big
self-employed
bank?
people.
I don't even remember. This was like 1,000 years ago.
You can do a lot of add backs for self-employed people. Like if you write off depreciation, depletion, if you write off business miles, you can add that back
See, I didn't know that.
to the net. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mike, you're so smart, man.
Well, it's just because I just slammed a beer, so thanks, Tommy.
Vector beer does make you smarter.
It does, yeah.
The beer that makes you smarter. Ding.
Indeed. Tagline.
A lot of it is gluten reduced.
Yeah, can you speak about that? What,
Tommy can speak about
Yeah.
it.
What do you mean
Gluten-re-
gluten reduced?
Well,
gluten-free, right?
You can't.
JK.
We can't say free.
so there's a product that I use. It's called Brewers Clear X.
Brewers Clearix?
Yes.
Not to be confused with Clorox.
Not
No,
Clorox.
no.
Don't put Clorox in your beer, please.
It's a clarifying agent, and I think an added bonus to it is it breaks down the protein that is associated with gluten that your body reacts to. So it isn't technically gluten free, and we can't say that, but it is reduced enough to where I think in look it up on your own. By no means
Do your
the
research.
smartest- Yeah, do your research. Don't take my word for it, but
Don't take the expert's word for it. He doesn't.
but it does break down the protein.
Doesn't it, like, pull it
associated
down
with-
or something?
with
Wait,
gluten.
wait.
It-
Hold up.
it's an enzyme that allows the yeast to eat this protein and break it down enough to where it won't affect you.
So do you have that like in most of the beers or just in specific beers?
It's just specific beers.
Does this
since
one have it?
No, it does not.
Moose Smoke does?
That one does. That's the only one that does. Bullpen does. Our core beers do, and or if it's
Mountain Child?
Mountain Child does. If it's a clear beer or a bright beer where you can see through it,
Yeah.
I'll put it in there
Okay.
because the desired effect is for it not to be cloudy. So
Okay.
and then a lot of other ones I won't put it in there because maybe the desired effect is for it to be cloudy or hazy.
Like
or,
your hazy IPAs.
Yeah,
that
or
are so
I'm going
popular.
for something a little bit more traditional, and I won't put it in stuff like that. But I will put it in. And if you go to our pub, if you look at the menu board, there's a little X marker. And there's a little legend in the bottom that will tell you how to read the board.
Gluten reduced.
So I have what I have self-diagnosed as a nervous stomach. I carry all my stress in my stomach. Like I can be cool and keep my hands steady and handle whatever fires you're throwing at me, right? But like it sits in my stomach. So I can't have a lot of spicy things because it gives me a tummy ache. And like usually I can't handle beer because it gives me a tummy ache. Usually vodka is all I can ever really handle. So I was thinking that it could potentially be because of the gluten, because that's what everybody's like bitching about. So I just assume like maybe that's what is causing my ailment or inflaming my situation there. But I don't really know.
Yeah,
Have you talked to anybody or consulted with anybody that might have a sensitive stomach and they have spoke on that it's better to drink those with the lower? Like, what is your experience?
Tommy's married to a nutritionist.
Are you really?
Oh,
This is great. Tell me things.
She went to school for nutrition.
That's cool.
But I honestly, I haven't really spoke to anyone that says like that one.
I'm the only wimp you've talked to?
I
Cool.
guess I have
Cool.
talked to. Well, my
I'm a
wife
wimp
actually
too.
doesn't handle beer very well either. Sometimes.
Shout outs to Amanda.
And yeah, hello.
Hey, Amanda.
I think she's watching. Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, Amanda.
But I think I think if you have a sensitivity and you know about it, then yeah, maybe you'll see. For instance, I do have a friend that only drinks gluten-free beers or gluten-reduced beers because she knows she's a celiac. So
A celiac?
yeah, it's when you have a gluten sensitivity.
Oh, okay.
It's celiac disease.
Okay. I'm
but-
learning so much.
And she'll seek out gluten-free beer or gluten-reduced beer, and I have heard her say that she can tell when one has been gluten-reduced and one hasn't. So, I mean, I assume there is you can tell, but I haven't really. Other than that, I haven't really done much more.
Well, I mean, I know what a celiac is now.
I,
Look at me knowing stuff. I'm so smart. I'm misinformed. That's pretty cool. There's nothing I love more than a buzz and some knowledge. So I'm just so grateful.
One last thing. Can you educate us on how you create your magical names for your products?
Yeah, Moonsmoke. That's a kick-ass name. Like,
yeah.
How are you
And
coming
what's
up
the
with
one in
this?
front of
A
you?
lot. Sometimes it's really just all
Beneath. Whoa.
beneath the forest floor.
What?
A lot of times it's my husband.
Some
about
of
Is
them-
it your husband coming up with this
Well,
stuff?
some-
Can we explain
It's
Gentle
like-
Rogue, please?
That was me.
Please elaborate on Gentle Rogue.
No, this is so dumb. Greg and I love romance novel names.
Like with Fabio on the cover?
Yes.
Riding a horse.
I can't believe it's not butter.
The books have the best names.
Uh-huh.
Like there was one called Stolen Seduction, and we've been laughing about it for probably 15 years. But you have to say Stolen Seduction.
Stolen Seduction.
Yeah, just
Stolen seduction.
like the lower you go. I can't do it because I have like a women's vocal cord. But
Stolen
You need to do it. We need him to do it. You.
Yeah, you got the lowest voice here.
Come
Go
on,
for
hit
it.
me.
Oh,
Hit me.
stolen seduction.
You're just talking normal too.
Yeah.
I don't care.
My name's Tommy.
No,
Yeah,
so
I'm
we
not
were
gonna go.
we were watching this documentary about. Well, first off, Craig keeps a list on his phone of potential beer names, like in his notes app.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're watching this documentary about the 90s, and they were talking about sex in the 90s and, you know, how it was like, oh my gosh, people actually do this and we can talk about it now. And then part of it was the romance novels, and they showed the cover of this romance novel, and it was Gentle Rogue, and I'm like, we're naming a beer Gentle Rogue. And literally that week, we had this IPA coming out, and we're like, Gentle Rogue?
Gentle Rogue.
Gentle Rogue?
I dig
and we
it.
named it Gentle Rogue. And
That's
then-
hilarious.
I wish we had the can.
The can is beautiful. The
God,
can
Dude,
is so
you need
seductive.
to need to reach out to the people that are writing these these books and bring them on for a book signing.
Well, and so now
at the
we're
bar.
it's not a terrible idea
With a
actually.
beer.
We're joking about we're gonna do like the romance novel series, and we'll just keep sneaking the names in because they're just too good.
It is.
That's great.
They're-
Gentle Rogue
they're
is
just
dynamite,
too good.
dude.
Yeah, but most of the names like Wit Trash Dan, I think Dan came up with that.
Yeah, I
Genius,
think
my
so.
obvious
Yeah.
preferred choice
I mean,
here.
but a lot of them are kind of natural, or will look to other
Yeah.
artistic forms that we like, and take inspiration from that.
Or it's an inside joke.
Yeah, or it's an inside joke.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, I think all three of these have a musical reference. That's actually Beneath the Forest Floor is also a song.
Sounds like a Led Zeppelin situation.
It's by a band called Warforged. They're pretty rad.
Okay.
It's
are.
usually heavy metal or
Yeah,
death metal or
I like metal quite a bit. Further Flora, Quinn and I came up with, kind of based off of the fact that it's a wild beer, so wild yeast is in it, and then so that kind of hints flora, and then we're both friends and we're at a distance, so Further Flora, but it's also a Opeth reference.
That's
and,
deep.
Hold on. How does yeast get wild?
So wild yeast is
everywhere.
it's like whatever's
Okay.
just kind
It's
of
literally
out
on your
there,
skin
you
right
know?
now.
Yeah.
Like there's yeast everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on
You
every-
Sue
Okay.
Green Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Moonsmoke is also a song by Camp. It's very
So
lovely
this
song.
drummer that you were talking, I've been wondering about the drummer. So like,
Kratos, God of War Mac.
Papi
like,
Gusta?
so like the
Papi
drummer you
Gusta.
got.
That's his
When
name.
you said he's good, is he like Tool good or like what are you
He had a
what are you guys
full-
working
He had a
with?
Yeah,
full
he's a-
ride to some fancy college.
Ooh, so he's good.
He's really good.
Yeah,
I don't know if
he's
it was like
really
a
good.
full ride, but yeah, he went
So he
to.
can slap at the
Going
bass.
to
He
full
can,
ride.
he,
Oh,
can
yeah.
Slap at the
slap,
bass.
he can slap some drum heads really well.
And he's a brilliant piano player.
What? Do you have him like in there like as entertainment sometimes?
We should.
I mean,
Oh,
him being
he's-
there is
I'd like
entertainment.
to have a
on its own.
consultation and give you some ideas.
Yeah, Mac walking around is just entertainment enough.
Okay, so here's what I want. I wanna have my birthday party there. It's in November. It's like around Thanksgiving, so
Fair.
I want to have my birthday party there, and I want him to play something. I want him to do the entertainment.
Do you want him to wear? How high do you want his his jorts to be?
I want him.
up?
I want him to do what makes him live his best life. I want him to do whatever he wants. But like,
Yeah.
maybe can we get some like, drums in there, or maybe like
Yeah.
a
It's happened
tambourine? Like, let's see what he's got.
I hope you like
can we-
Pit Vipers.
I want
Yeah.
him singing "Happy Birthday" on something. Can I get that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's easy.
I'm sure we can make that
I think
happen.
we can talk him into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mac likes a costume.
Perfect. I got plenty of wigs. If he
He
needs-
might wear a wig.
He would wear it.
He might wear a wig.
We can wig out. We'll wig out for my 39th birthday. We'll wig
39th.
out.
All right,
That's
cool.
what we'll do. We'll wig out at Vector. Got it, guys?
Yes.
All right. Well, time's up, man. We've been having way too much fun, and I have other things to do today. I've got to go help some people with their home warranty needs. So no more beer for me. But I'm grateful for y'all coming on the show today. My God, y'all are a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you very
I'm
much.
excited to know that you exist, and I'm excited to bring you business. And if you're somebody out there and life is hard, and maybe you just want to kick back and have a beer, I highly encourage you to check them out. And I really, truly love this beer. So check it out. Go to Lake Highlands.
Red Zone Mortgage. Super.
Jesus. No, wait, yeah. Thank you for being on the show, guys. We're going to wrap it up. Have a wonderful weekend. And if you don't have anything better to do, go to Vector. Have a beer. Tell them Misinformed sent you. We'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.